Hey guys, Dirt here. Welcome back to the news desk. Yes, we've got a new one. I took last week off for two main reasons. One, it was my birthday weekend, and so, having a good time. But number two was because my old camera died a horrible, nasty, tragic death. So we've got a new camera hooked up. This was, in fact, a birthday gift. Thanks, Mom. And we're going to hit some videos here. We're going to be doing some videos over the next couple days using the camera. We're still working out some of the kinks, some of the problems with, the right compression to use and the right output format and stuff like that. But for now, this seems to be working. So we're going to try out this new software I haven't used before. But we're only going to be talking about one main story today, and that's the main story the entire toy world is talking about. And that's Masters of the Universe Classics, the death of the line. Now, it's not dead yet, so just, calm down. But it has been a big topic of discussion because, of course, it is the premier collectible line for toy collectors for the last several years. And, they're having some problems this year getting things done. Now, the first wave of backlash that, of course, there might be problems came from San Diego Comic-Con. They showed off some of the figures for next year. They talked about the dramatic price increase and all those types of issues. A lot of people came away from it grumbling, a little upset, talking about maybe they weren't going to subscribe to the line this year. But then a little bit later, Toy Guru himself came out and said, guys, listen, I know there have been some problems along the way. We are constantly working to try to fix them, but subscriptions are way, way down. We got to get them up and we got to get things moving again. Now, for a lot of people, they thought, yeah, okay, that's just Toy Guru being Toy Guru, trying to save his job, saying whatever needs to be said, trying to sell more toys, make more money. But actually, really, it turns out that there is a bit of a problem. A few days ago, even the Four Horsemen jumped in and started putting out messages on Facebook telling people you got to subscribe. You've got to sign up for these toys or there's going to be some big problems in the coming year. And I'm not really sure how, but we've gotten some numbers leaked out. And the percentage of subscriptions sold that they need to hit in order to achieve their goal is a little less than 50%. Usually they've sold a lot more by now. They haven't sold. They don't know if people are just kind of holding off and waiting until they get paid before they commit to something on their credit card, or if people are just abandoning the line altogether. Now, if they don't get the right number of subscriptions, what's going to happen? Well, it's going to depend on where they end up. If they don't get the right number of subscriptions, it doesn't mean that the line is canceled. It just means they may have to cut back the number of figures they put out. It may mean that, some of the ones that they had in the hopper that they were working on developing are going to go to the wayside, and some of the, more classic characters are going to have to fill in their place because they've already got them sculpted and figured out, possibly. You just never kind of know on some of these things. There is a pretty good chance, though, that, Mattel may say with the numbers that they get this year that that's it, that this is the final year, and there won't be any more after this. So there's been a lot of talk and debate over why this is such an issue. What can Mattel do to fix this problem? Why aren't people getting their subscriptions? Well, there are a couple things that come to mind. First off, when you buy a subscription to Masters of the Universe Classics, you're buying for an entire year. However, there's only a few months worth of figures that are actually revealed. So you don't know the majority of the figures you're buying. That's kind of a problem. Now, the other big problem, of course, is price. Price is, of course, a factor. Of course, it's gotten more expensive, so more people are not going to subscribe just because it's more expensive. They can't afford it. That's just a natural thing that happens. But, there's not really a whole lot they can do about price, but what they can do is the amount. A lot of months will have a figure, a bonus figure, and then one of those quarterly figures, and you're looking at well over 100 bones just to get your toys that month. That's a little too pricey for some people just to be throwing out on toys. Maybe they need to cut back, kind of like WWE pay-per-views. Cut back to just 6 a year. 6 figures a year, one every other month, and if they could tell you all 6 up front, that would probably make a big difference in the number of subscriptions. But I think there's another issue here that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. If you sign up for your Masters of the Universe Classic subscription right now, you do have a couple months worth of figures that you can look at. However, they want you to lock in for the whole year. I've never quite understood why this was, because here's the thing that makes sense to me. If you know what the figures are going to be in January, and right now is the time you're taking orders, Well, then just take orders for January. Next month, take orders for February. The month after that, take orders for March, and just work through the year taking pre-orders on figures. You're never going to have a glut of overstock because you'll just do, a certain percent to have available for sale, and you'll make sure that you sell out of the ones you have. And if ones are coming in at not very high numbers, then you know that those are the characters you don't need to focus on. One of the problems we heard this year is there are a lot of characters people just don't really care about. I mean, they want to get their Ram Man, they want to get Fisto, or I'm sorry, not Fisto, Jitsu, and some of those vintage characters. But there's some people that are upset that there aren't more Princess of Power figures. There are people upset there aren't more New Adventures figures. If you put certain figures for sale and they sell maybe a third of some of your other figures, well, then you know that that's part of the line you don't need to focus on as much. So that's a pretty good thing to keep in mind when they do this type of thing. So why aren't they doing pre-orders for individual figures? Never figured that out. Now, as far as signing up for a subscription, of course, you do have problems with Digital River, with shipping, with quality control, all sorts of problems like that. And you're basically getting stuck with figures you don't really want if you're getting a subscription. Now, I know some of you fans say, how could you not want any of them? I want all of them. Well, that's great for you. But there are a lot of people that cherry pick the line because Masters of the Universe is not their #1 favorite toy of all time. They'd still like to pick them up. They'd still like to support the line. They'd still like to buy some figures here and there, but they don't care about getting every last character, and that's what happens with every toy line. And unfortunately, Mattel wants you to lock in for the entire line, hook, line, and sinker with no wiggle room on that whatsoever. One of the bonuses they're doing this year is allowing pre-orders for people who have subscriptions to buy extra figures early. What does this mean? Well, it means that basically all of their friends are going to be contacting that one guy they know who has a subscription and asking him to order them extra figures. You're going to see a lot of figures sell out before they go day of sale. So if you've got a friend with a subscription, you might want to talk to him. Let him borrow your car next time he's moving, or do something nice for him. Bake him a cake. People like cake. I mean, cake's just good. But it is going to be a big deal this year. We're going to have to see how this goes. If they don't get the number of subscriptions up, then there will be some changes coming this year that will lead into next year. Personally, I think they just need to cut back the number of figures that they are producing. They need to do more of those core characters and less of the side characters. I know, you're going to say that you release all the big figures and then no one's going to buy it anymore because you're all side characters from then on afterwards. But let's face it, there are a lot of side characters coming out that just people don't care about. And that's the sad reality of the situation. So there are some things Mattel can do to fix this situation. Just a question of what they will actually do. We want to know what you guys think about this. There are a couple ways you can contact us. Of course, you can send me an email, dirt@popculturenetwork.com. You can call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. And you can always come to jointheforums.com, the official message board of the Pop Culture Network. There you can hop down to the toy section, join the toy discussion. Let us know what you think about Mattel and Masters of the Universe Classics. Like I said, this has been the biggest story just because everybody's talking about it. Now, I did take a week off last week, and it was nice to do that. I'll be back next week with your actual full-on news desk, looking at all the new toy releases. There's some new stuff from Hot Toys I want to talk about. There's some Transformer stuff out there. Maybe I'll kick something out during the week as we're testing out this video camera. Just put something else out there. But today, it's all Maddie, it's all Masters, and it's all doom and gloom. Sorry, guys, end of the world coming. It is 2013. Coming, right? I mean, 2013, it's not 2013 now, but I mean, because 2012 is the end of the world, so 2013, the world doesn't exist anymore. That's ruined my whole joke. Oh, I should probably shut this off too. Yeah, later.